I need you to sign off on this architecture.
What is the architecture?
It's just an enterprise-wide system for the Ministry of Finance that is in the final stages of implementation.
I hear the Office of the Premier is very interested in the outcomes of this project.
How can I sign off on an architecture that has already been implemented?
Sorry Alan, I should have brought you in earlier.
Thanks. I look forward to having this part of the project signed off. We are launching tomorrow.
Let me see. I'm supposed to be responsible for signing off on an architecture for an enterprise system that is being launched tomorrow. I can only hope that it has been designed to fully meet the architectural considerations and rigor demanded of such a system. So John, for this project, have there been architectural considerations taken into account like integration, performance, reliability and security?
Well, we relied on the contract to consider those things. I assumed the vendor knew what they were doing when they developed the system. Please help, we just got raked over the coals because an audit found that we had active primary source business data in a spreadsheet.
What's the backstory?
Well, the data came from a system that was replaced because it was old, unwieldy, and becoming unsupportable, but a portion couldn't go in the new system. So we used cheap and easy Excel.
Corporate data shouldn't be stored in spreadsheet. Why did architecture allow this?
Unfortunately, none of our architects were engaged when the decision was made.
And so, that is the status of our enterprise project. We just can't seem to get it operating smoothly.
Yes, we are having issues with performance, connectivity and security. Many citizens can't connect, and when they do, it's really slow.
The Premier's office isn't happy about this. What can we do to resolve these issues in the near term?
I can have my architects look at the issues and make recommendations to resolve the underlying architectural problems.
Thanks. Also note that there are other initiatives that depend on the enterprise system as well, so we're in the crunch here.
What do you mean there are other projects that depend on the enterprise system?
Well, there are the billing and payment applications that are being driven by the web self-service functions of the system. These are already in final stages of development.
Okay, so we were able to work with the vendor to resolve the issues with performance, reliability, integration and security.
Citizens and the Premier's office are happy now that the system is running smoothly. What can we do in the future to ensure we don't run into the same problems with other projects? Agreed. We had egg on our face for 2 weeks while we resolved issues that should have been explored before implementation.
We should engage our architects early on in the SDLC and ensure the vendor is aware of our presence at the beginning. Architecture needs to be a primary consideration, and not an afterthought.
Agreed. We're all in agreement that architecture is a primary concern and needs to be engaged early on in the process. Say, did you guys hear the story about the architect, the plumber and the cowboy?
Susan has a need to keep data for the last 7 years, and at least another 10 years for anything with a legal challenge.
Really, 17 years?
Not the full 17 years. There will only be a select number of records that will need to retain beyond the 7 years according to records management policy.
That's a lot. Your historical records aren't in my scope.
It's not historical. It sounds like Jane uses the information for day-to-day operations, for audits, refunds and for making operational adjustments. Is that right, Jane?
Yes, that's right.
Now I see that the data is needed to support the business process. I will include that in my schedule and data specifications up front.
Good thing you invited me, or you would have ended up with 2 systems, old and new. That would affect your overall efficiency and leave the ministry with a legacy problem.